And we're live. Sweet. Welcome to the workshop number 149. This is a comedy safe space. So if you want to say the N word, I'm not going to tell your parents. Um, Keller, you're up first. Let me know when you're ready to begin and also what your topic is, and I will start your time.
Yeah, sure. I'm ready to go. My topic, I got the word understanding. Um, it's a fun word. It's a pretty broad word. I found. My first thought was like kind of like what is understanding in a lot of ways. Like I guess I didn't really understand the word understanding in a lot of ways, so I'd just look it up. That's the best thing I can do. And so basically, this is understanding the word understanding and inner monologue. That's pretty much what I had to deal with. By the way, my inner monologue is kind of like a dictionary, like a Oxford dictionary, arguing with an urban dictionary, basically. That kind of wannabe smart, street smart, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, first thing, understanding. There's a noun. There's five versions of the noun, five different meanings of understanding. One, understanding is as in comprehension. The aim of this examination is to test basic understanding of the written language. Now, well, was it kind of like Ebonics? Because that's one, like for shizzle my nizzle sort of shit. Because nobody understands like Ebonics. Like I guess Snoop doesn't really understand Ebonics himself. Uh, this is way worse when I'm reading it out loud. My head, I was like going through it. Oh, it's okay. Fucking, it's not so bad. As I'm reading it out loud, like, whoa, this is rough. Okay, well, um, that's comprehension, basically, me understanding that. But two, understanding as in intellect, a young man of brilliant understanding and great eloquence. Uh, Basically, I don't understand that sentence at all. Kind of the exact opposite of that, but some would say uncouth in a way. But, I would say more unbehaved. Clearly, you don't have an understanding of that comprehension. I'd say, I was thinking about this, and I think here to fix the world, you'd have to take at least one smart guy and stick him with one dumb guy every single time. Like just patch them together, yin and yang, a stupid guy, and let him sort it out. If the smart guy can make that smart guy, then bring another stupid guy, and it's okay. It's the yin and yang sort of thing. Uh, just that's equality. I figure that's the way I want to see it. Uh, Understanding as in a belief. Um, it was my understanding because of the war, there would be no ceremonies. This is to be like, I guess, assumed. I assumed it would be that way. I'm expecting outcome without asking. That's basically belief. I'm hating myself as much as you guys are hating me. Don't worry. Uh, this is number 4. He always treated me with kindness and understanding. Like I guess a bleeding heart or empathetic therapist. Basically, that's the way I see that one. 5, understanding as an agreement. We had a tactic, understanding that this would be kept secret. Basically, you're plotting motherfuckers. That's what's going on there. Conspiracy this time. Just define it that way. These are the 2 arguments I have. Okay. I think I skipped over one. I'm not going with that. Am I you give me a light? Was that a
Oh,
light? Yeah.
no, I thought you were done. Sorry.
Oh no,
You
I'm
can.
not done. I still got
Okay.
more next. A little more. I'm gonna wake up at like 5 in the morning and just go, "What the fuck was I doing last night?" Here's understanding in a verb form. There's only one of these. Understanding as in comprehend. He couldn't understand anything we said. That's pretty much what we talked about with Snoop Dogg. Two. There's 2 of these. The verb. Understanding as in appreciate. Suzanne understands how hard her husband worked. I totally agree. I get that. Believe is the third one of these ones. I understand that you wish to take legal action. Now that's what we're understanding. Understanding. Okay, I got one more. I skipped it by accident. This is the one I wanted to do, actually. The only one I could note. This is an adjective. Uh, Understanding as in compassionate. He's very good and understanding friend. Basically, you're a simp. Just write it down that way as a simp next time. Urban Dictionary. Yeah, secretly wants to fuck you, your best friend. That's basically what that one is. Yeah, I'm sorry. There you go. That's what I have. Thank you very much.
Yay, sweet. You guys have any feedback?
You don't have to.
Yes, you do. He's not in charge.
You had one piece of gold in there, I think,
What?
was when you said the Webster's Dictionary arguing with an Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
And that just put this funny image of two dictionaries fighting in my head. And like, I just feel like that could be like fleshed out and applied to like almost any topic or any word being defined.
Yeah.
And it could be something that you like act out even.
Yeah, that's kind of how I would have. I wanted to take that whole thing that way, but it was not. As soon as I started saying out loud, it was like, "Ooh, this is not the way I wanted it to come out." But I guess that's the point of this. I'm putting myself out of my element, but you know, I like Val's face the whole time. I'm looking at just the torture who is watching me.
I do that same thing typically. I just go to Google and I type in the word, and then I just go down the list and try to use all of the different variations of the word.
It's the first time I've done this, and yeah, I wanted to try it differently, but it wasn't working.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't
Don't
always
ever
work.
do it again. No, I'm joking.
All right,
Yeah, don't.
no problem.
I hope you understand now. All right.
Yeah, I understand. I read the joke.
Comedy
Yeah,
is
understand
hard.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a whole bunch of
Yeah,
different
It
ways
means
you can
one
go.
thing basically. You said 6, and I'm like, this is the same thing. It's just a different conversation. Like you're understanding a different thing, but it's.
like I said, I went over it a couple times. I guess I was a little over. I've been on vacation all day, and I spent for the day off and on with this, just thinking this is horrible. Then revive it and said, "Ah, this will be okay." But yeah, no, it didn't turn out okay at all.
Well, that could be what the dictionaries are fighting about.
Yeah,
What Jeremy said, like one dictionary could be like to the more traditional one. Why do you have 6 fucking definitions for this? It's just different context. It means it's one fucking definition.
And like Webster Dictionary, he would be using big vocabulary words and shit, and then yeah, Urban Dictionary would be using all these slang words.
I believe it was Oxford, right?
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Cambridge, whatever. Who nobody
Isn't
cares.
Webster like,
But
Yeah.
they can all fight with each other. Oxford and Cambridge.
That was honestly the tent I was trying to make, but it definitely I was planning to do some kind of voice, and it didn't work out to try and differentiate.
Oxford, Cambridge, and Webster all
Webster.
ganged up on Urban Dictionary.
But Urban
No.
Dictionary somehow
Dictionary.
wins.
Yeah, because he's got a gun,
it's
so of
racist.
course he wins. I
But-
didn't know. It's safe space.
He's got like something that's in the Urban Dictionary that's not in Webster, Cambridge, or Oxford. That's a weapon. I without an
Right.
Urban Dictionary handy, I couldn't think of an example. But
I don't want to tell you what Turban Dictionary has. Now that was racist.
That was.
I don't picture Urban Dictionary the same way maybe you guys do. Like I just think about like Malibu Most Wanted kids writing fucking shit down, basically.
Ah,
You mean Wiggers?
Yeah,
chapstick.
haven't
Oh,
heard that
there
word
goes the
since the
Ford
90s.
Maverick.
not very urban.
Yeah, that's a good movie, though. It's dumb as hell, but yeah, that's what I would think. But you there you go. Then you have like you could probably do a wigger better than you can do a jigger. You know, a guy who goes fishing with a jig.
I was thinking of Jay-Z.
Yeah, that would work too.
I'm out of my element on that.
Well, you filled some time, and that's your purpose in life. All right,
Hey,
just filling some time, filling a void.
I like to take these last minutes so I can look like a fool on the internet. That's what I did.
I mean, at least you know there's 0 people watching this right now.
Video stopped.
Maybe later. I don't know.
Hopefully.
What do you mean these last minutes? Like commit suicide soon, or because you got like a back behind you to collect all of their? I didn't know. Like, are you about to? Don't
Nope.
answer.
No, I just put it up because I was just have my back shop I've been doing all the time. I just figured to try to,
Oh, that's really that's bright.
yeah, it just made it easier all of a sudden. But don't worry, I won't be committing suicide. I got.
All right, let me get my camera fixed. I'll be back.
What about fratricide?
Let's just be serious. I'm probably going to scrap almost everything I wrote there. So the way it is. But,
Commit insecticide.
I
Okay.
love how you just randomly chose fratricide.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. There could be problems going on. You know, everyone's cooped up together. Your brother's like, "Oh, I need to stay with you," and you're like, "Oh, that's fine." And then he starts like eating all your canned peaches. So you're like, "Oh, I have to murder him now." With the fucking lid from the can, you like fucking just slit his throat. And it seeps into that background, but you don't even notice it because it's a perfect color.
oh, you're talking about this thing, eh? Yeah, I don't have canned peaches, but it's a good way to kill somebody with a can. I've seen that on what's that movie? Riddick. Did he do stick? Oh, the Pika. That's what it was. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, German, you're back. Sweet. Any more
right.
feedback, you guys?
That's okay. I like to forget this whole joke part.
Oh, there's a video.
Don't forget the fighting dictionaries.
Yeah, I will look at that again. Actually, that's one part I like, but we know the rest fails. So when I want 5 minutes, don't.
Sweet. Okay, Jeremy, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin. What the topic is, and I'll start your time.
Okay, I'm ready. My topic is ignore. And this was also a tough topic. There wasn't 6 different things in there. There was only ignore. That was it. But I also picked out ignorant. So they say knowledge is power. Ignorance means lacking knowledge, and stupid means lacking brain power. We're going to find out which one you are. So do you know the name Dick is short for Richard? But no one wants to be remembered for a short name. I'm just ignoring my word ignore. So they have television, they have movies. When I say television, I mean tell-a-vision. This distracts you from your job. It also distracts you from the pickpocket that's stealing your money. The richest country in the world, the poorest education system. If you want to see some examples, inbox me nudes. I don't know where that came from. If everyone could stop choosing the lesser of 2 evils, maybe we could get better choices. So this is talking about ignorant voting. Like if we hold our hands up, and on the right hand you have a piece of shit, and then in the left hand you also have a piece of shit, but it's a little bit lesser of a piece of shit. Maybe it's got like a toupee and it's a little bit shiny with a suntan and shit. Which piece of shit are you going to choose as your Lord and Savior? And also, which one are you going to eat? And after you eat or before you eat, are you going to wash your hands? So do you wash your hands before you eat shit or after you eat shit? This is the voting process, guys. Ignorance. After my friend with benefits ignored me, I found another girl to have fun with. After we had sex, she told me that she had a boyfriend, and a few weeks later I was at the butcher shop and I placed my order. Turns out the boyfriend was a butcher because he gave me the cold shoulder. There was a kid in my class whenever I was younger. He had a glass eye. And one day we were playing marbles and he was almost out of the marble match when he took out his glass eye. He then won the marble match. This by proving that you can always put a spin on turning a blind eye. This is about a new date. So I matched with a girl on Tinder and I planned to meet for coffee. Turns out she was just a prostitute and just blew me off. It's a form of ignore someone. This one is called the New Bar. With friends the other night, we decided to try a new bar growing in popularity, not just another rooftop bar. They sold nitrous oxide balloons. We could smoke weed there, and we could buy drinks. A combination of all things, I said, I'm as high as I've ever been. And the waitress told me that we were on the 4th floor. So I guess ignorance really is bliss. Speaking of being high, my friend says, I've never been this high. And I asked, maybe it's cloud 9. And he said, I'm on the ground. That was dumb. You guys know that breaking wind happens about 5 to 15 times a day? Excessive gas can be a sign of impending invasion by the U.S. military. This is an example of brute force and bloody ignorance. Some of these got recycled from before. This one is titled Ignore the Fact, or Ignorant to the Fact. So this is something that you will have to have a pen or maybe a piece of paper, a cell phone, something. You have to write it down. So you can type this, you can write this. If you guys are ready, I can start. It's a special password to unlock happiness in your life. So first you type 5, and then you type 3. You type capital P, lowercase n, capital U, space, capital P, capital U, 3, 5. Now, if you've done this correctly, you can turn your paper 180 degrees. And what does it read, Danny?
Send nudes.
It's a secret password for life. And then let's see. My last joke. This one says, it's an idiom. It says, ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking it. But here is a link to the 50 dumbest laws in America. And you guys can read that later. It's in the chat box. I'll just read a few. In Arizona, it is illegal to promote or use more than 6 dildos. Like, you can't own 6 dildos, Danny, so you got to have a garage sale. Florida, you can't have sex with a porcupine. That's illegal. Georgia, no man can carry ice cream in their back pocket. Well, they can, but only on a Sunday. Sex toys are outlawed in Nevada. In Oklahoma, it is illegal for the owner of a bar to allow anyone inside to pretend to have sex with an animal. If you're really having sex, it's okay. Pennsylvania, they don't allow felons to operate bingo games. So there goes my retirement. And that's about it. So you guys can ignore the rest of me, I guess.
Hey, sweet. Awesome. You guys have any feedback?
I enjoyed the crowd work and the group participation activity. That was fun. But seriously, I liked how you circled back at the end to the original topic, because it is such like a
I think each one of those are like never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, just it is like a really just vague topic.
Yeah, all I found was ignore, and then I found all these different ways to say that you were ignoring somebody, and then I was like, ignorant. All right, I can do that as well. So it wasn't part of the topic, but it was. Yeah, that was just a way to say that, and I was like, how what the hell's a cold shoulder? How do I make that into like a joke or something? So that butcher shop. Yeah, some of those were all right.
Yeah, man, you had me going a couple times, but yeah, it's weird to do it on the I still find that hard to, laugh or whatever it is for right? So when you're hearing it all the time. You actually took kind of premise I did by looking things up and then trying to write stuff in there, but a little bit better job.
Oh yeah, I always do that. I always go to the free dictionary. I also go to this website called Word Hippo. It gives you different variations of the word, and then I think those. And then I always type using ignorant, and then I try to use those as well. Or that's been my most recent way of writing.
That's an idiom.
And it's just a group of words, like a phrase that means something. Like shut the front door could mean like shut the front door, or it could mean like shut the fuck up. Like it's just a group of words that mean something else, that has an understanding of, that people take it as a different thing. Like a cold shoulder would be, to give someone a cold shoulder would be like a phrase or something.
I thought it was just a combination of idiot and dumb.
Ha ha ha.
That was the
Pretty close.
Together.
That's why I'm here explaining it to you. I look like Webster Dictionary, but I'm more urban. Urban cowboy.
Yeah, I like the thing about the turrets or whatever.
My friend, I was having a political argument, and he's like, everybody always says, you get two pieces of shit to vote for, like, and then he gives me this story. He's like, okay, well, listen to this. What if you're sitting down to a table with everybody, and it's the only time that you could eat dinner, and there's two choices that you can eat. There's a plate of shit, and then there's a plate of Brussels sprouts. You don't like Brussels sprouts, but you're going to eat the Brussels sprouts because the other one's shit. And I'm like, I don't remember a president being a piece of shit and then another president being Brussels sprouts. I said both parties are shit. Like, how did you change the scenario to where now we have something that is edible, but this one is still a piece of shit? They're both fucking pieces of shit. The main point is, do you wash your hands before you touch the shit or after you touch the shit? Because either way, shit's going in your mouth.
You said it better this time than you did.
Yeah, I know. a little like attitude. Like I'm gonna use that one because he comes to the open mics, and yeah, I'm gonna have to say that because I never got to put it into the conversation. It was like 2 days after we were having this back and forth on Facebook that I thought of that, and then I never got to say it. So yeah, I have to say that to him because I don't want to start the conversation up again. Like I already had mixed emotions. Like, are we going to be friends after this? And then we seen each other at open mic, and it was fine. So it's like, okay, start up that fire again.
How many open mics are there where you are?
There's a comedy open mic on Monday. There used to be an open mic that my friend kind of shut down during COVID on Tuesday. And then Tuesdays, there's also a music open mic. There's two of them, actually. So there's been some Tuesdays where I hit all three of them. And then on Wednesday, my friend has another open mic. I used to have my open mic on Wednesday. I don't know when that's going to come back. So 3 days open mics. And then typically there's a show probably at least like two weeks out of the month, like a Friday or a Saturday show.
Are there a lot of Americans there?
In the comedy group, I'd say probably 75% are Canadian or American.
Don't lump us in together. What do you actually like? What's the percentage of Americans?
Probably like 65.
Okay.
There's like one or two Canadians, but they don't really show up that often. As far as like people who are there every week, then there's like, I'd say 6 Americans and like a Vietnamese person, and that would be typical night. But the Vietnamese guys, they've started their own group, and they've been putting on shows like themselves, where it's just all Vietnamese, and they've got I don't even know all of those guys, but I've seen a picture, and they've got like at least 10 different members in their group, and then my group of people, there's like 4 comedians in my group, and then there's like 4 in another group, and so there's about like 15 or 20 total.
That's really cool. There's that many over there. Any more feedback, you guys? All right. Well, Danny, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin and what the topic is, and I will start your time.
All right, I'm ready. So my topic was operas, which is actually something I have a little bit of experience with. When I was 19 years old, I was a freshman in college. My roommate's parents got us tickets to go see La Boheme at the Met, and it was so fucking cool because at the Met, it's so classy. Like, they don't card. It was magnificent. But the performance is just so dramatic, but so classy. Like, the only thing I can think of that can match the level of high drama in an opera is a presidential debate. But unfortunately, that has neither beautiful music nor class, which is why I think we should combine the two. It would make everything Trump says a lot more palatable. Like, we should just make all presidential debates from here on out set to opera. So, like, the most recent one would go something like this. Like, so Trump would go, "Insulin was destroying people. The cost, I'm getting it. So cheap, it's like water. You want to know the truth. Joe, you agreed with Bernie Sanders, who's far left on the manifesto. We call it that, and it gives you socialized medicine." And Biden would come back with like a way better voice, I'm sure. "I'm not going to listen to him. The fact is that I beat Bernie Sanders by a whole lot." Trump comes back. "If Pocahontas would have left 2 days early, you would have lost every primary." Biden just comes in with, "The fact is, everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar." And then what happens next in the transcript of that debate is really just its own joke that kind of wrote itself. Wallace said, "Mr. President, can you let him finish?" Biden said, "No, he doesn't know how to do that." Trump said, "You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised." I mean, we can ask Melania, but God damn it, yeah, I would be surprised. I would be very surprised. So, there would be, if we did this for vice presidential debates as well, we would have to deal with the occasional diva soprano showing up. In this case, that was The Fly, one of those really high sopranos, so they were able to drown her out. And with that, that's my time. Thanks, guys.
I think with an opera, isn't there like some kind of fight or a duel or something? Like, somebody has to die, right? Act 4, Trump dies.
Oh.
That's got to be the love interest. Otherwise, it's not exciting and dramatic.
Well,
Maybe Trump is the love
Trump,
interest.
he has a love interest in Camilla.
Yeah, it's like secret. Let's write this actually. Saffron.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because like the people who talk about like banning gay marriage or gay sex or whatever, they're always the biggest closet homophobe or homos. Like they're all like
Files.
homophiles.
What
The fuck is that word?
Just making words.
What? I don't know what the word is.
Dumb homophiliac.
Homophobic?
Like, you keep bleeding? No, no. I
Homos.
said homo.
What is? Yeah, but what homophobic is heterophobic? Wait, heterosexual, homosexual. Okay, there you go. Homosexual. That's what I was looking for. Holy fuck.
I guess homophile would have worked too.
Homophile.
Well, no, I think that means you just want to fuck
Stay
all
home.
people. I think.
No, I just thought that means you want to stay home. Like you.
All of you.
I don't want to go outside. I don't want to do anything. I'm just a homophile. I liked how you sang a song. That was good. That was clever.
Yeah, that was my favorite part too.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that too. Were you reading a transcript? Or did you make that up?
I was reading an actual debate transcript.
That made it better. I kind of caught on like when you're going through it. I was like, I think she's actually reading it out loud. They're singing it.
And I could picture like the opera was happening in my head, and like the fly is lower down on some wires, and it's, ho, 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 and she's like in a beautiful flowing dress and
Some Tims.
Oh.
Some Timberlands. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to add
she
that.
kicks Mike Pence in the head like as she's coming down. Oops, I'm sorry, I did that. That's the only song I know. Is that tone. Dun, 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 dun.
La Donna Immobile. That's why I picked it. But did you guys notice that, like, because I can't do like a Trump voice and a Biden voice, I gave them each a different song? Or was
A
that?
different style of song, right? Like, cause
Yeah.
I picked up on that. Like, there was a difference. But I don't know the theme to the second one, to the Trump song. But I know the other one. Maybe from watching like Bugs Bunny cartoons and shit when I was little. That's where they put that song into your head. And
I think it's in like a Groupon commercial too. It's just like one of those songs that gets overused in popular culture.
Yeah.
So.
it's
Like
one of the
there's-
only ones without a charge on it, so you could just like use it for free, no copyright fee.
I think they're all past that, by the way.
It's like 70.
Like,
Was it
weird.
72 years after they die or something?
Is it
After
72?
the writer
Oh,
dies.
maybe I thought it was 50 or something. But yeah, you could be right.
Well, yeah, but there's that one song from Carmen. It's like you're like dun 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 dun.
Right.
That one also.
Yeah. Oh, I should have done that one.
Toro,
Yeah, you
Toro.
should have. It would have been amazing.
Or some Beethoven, some Bach. I don't know. Those are just names I associate with raves. Not raves.
Wait,
Operas.
what?
Yeah, like what if it was like a rave? Like an opera was like the rave party of
You
back
said
in the day.
raves. I thought you said rapes. I was like, what?
I imagine a bunch of people like rolling and like with pacifiers and shit at an opera.
With those dresses that have like the cage underneath that makes their ass look so big, and they're like just rolling down a hill fucking because they're on ecstasy. The colors, man, the colors.
It's like a fucking roll cage in a race car.
That's funny, actually, that premise there, because I was just thinking how there must have been back then like shitty operas, just like shitty open mics and different variations of like different variations of levels and everything else. I never really thought about that before because we only hear the really good stuff. There must have been shitty people out there that were trying to be opera singers and shit. It's horrible.
before they got good.
Yeah, like what was like Puccini's like first indie release?
Yeah.
Well, it's possible that I know with many things like that, like artists and things like that, they didn't get famous until after they died. So maybe their whole life, they're just walking around like, fuck this shit. Why did I choose this shit job? And then, that would be even more shitty to get famous after you're dead. Like, somebody else is going to collect your money and, like, fuck them.
Well, hey, maybe people
Everything
come back really
I'm going to
great.
burn everything I create when I leave.
What
I
I
just
like,
figure I'll
Well-
be dead and it will make zero difference to me.
Yeah,
Also-
but think about you're dead and you're in your coffin watching somebody else spend your hard-earned money from the opera of Trump and Biden that you wrote. Or somebody singing Happy Birthday, which is your song you made up for your son, and now everybody's singing it to their sons. Fuck those sons. Fuck their kids. Fuck them. I'd be pissed.
someone's stealing your content. You're pissed
That's
off.
that's why people have their bodies shot up into space now.
Yeah, or burned.
I'll have to see that shit.
I'm gonna make my body into glue sticks. Like somebody could do some crafts with my body.
Get it deboned or something. Like a turkey.
Maybe jerky.
Jerky be good,
Oh.
yeah. One thing I liked, Danny, was that joke right when you talked about going to Met. I don't know if you meant to say it, but they don't card. It's classy. They don't card. Whatever. But yeah, I thought you had a kind of a chance after that when you said the Trump, whatever it was, rally, like no music, no class. You could have said, but they still don't card or whatever. I thought that'd be,
Oh.
not sure.
And you could, now that you brought that up, we got there and they didn't card, but we had a flask of whiskey in our pocket anyways because we thought they would. So we got drunk as fuck.
Even just that they need to serve alcohol at presidential debates.
I don't think they do because there'd be a lot more fighting. There's already enough hatred in the building.
It's all the same people from the same team in one of those, so there's no real fighting.
Yeah, like the opera's a show, it's a distraction. Politics are just a show. Or like this whole debate, that's a show. That ain't changing people's that ain't changing people's mind about who they're gonna vote for. It's just a shit show to show you that this guy is stupid. And it just happens to show that both guys are stupid. And it, to me, when people watch it and they talk about it, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. If you guys vote, I'm sorry to be talking shit about you, but you guys are fucking idiots.
Well, we're fighting the devil right now, so.
Yeah, that's what they say every time. That's what they said whenever we had Bush in office. That's what they said when there was Reagan in office. That's what they say every time. So
Yeah, I'm on Jeremy's
if you're
side.
only voting straight party and you always vote Democrats because that's how you were raised and that's what your parents raised, then you're not helping the system because there's no changing your mind. It's always this side versus this side, and you're never going to change that opposing side's mind because that's how they were raised and that's what they believe is right. And that's why you're a Democrat, because you were raised that way. Democrats used to be Republicans.
I know. I used to be a libertarian, but
I used to be a baby. Any more?
I used to be an asshole. I still am, but I used to be.
Any more feedback on the set?
Good job, Danny. Good job.
Thank you.
I guess not. Okay. Well, it's my turn to tell some very well thought out jokes or something. My topic is massage. Here we go. Massage. I've never gotten a massage before, but I have been in intense pain. Like, you ever get just a random cramp out of nowhere? I don't know. I feel like there should be a 24-hour, you could get a drive-through massage or something. You stick your pelvis out the window and then you just massage around your pelvis.
Here's my leg. Massage my leg.
Yeah. You just my neck hurts and then you just stick your head out the window and then Yeah, you just work it and you just drive off. Actually, I was mentioning because I had a cramp a few days ago, and I was talking to some comics actually. My friends and I. Someone told me they went to a rub and tug, which like apparently there's like an app online where it's like got a map of like all the places that will jerk you off. And I'm not a big fan of hand jobs or paying money for things that I don't like. Like I barely want to pay for a massage. I don't want to pay someone to embarrass themselves. So fucking like, yeah, it was really weird. But he was like, no, dude, it's great. And I'm like, I guarantee you, it's not great. But then like, apparently apparently he said they start. They didn't even ask you, hey, do you want us to jerk you off? They just start jerking you off, and if you don't want it, you tell them no. And I'm like, isn't that fucking like? Isn't that like not okay? It could be
It's
gay or
rape.
something, you know. You could be like married. Like what? That's a really weird thing. Like, that's a true story. Literally, like Friday. He's like, I was like, how was the massage? I don't remember. So I guess they're just giving out, the most amazing hand jobs ever. I feel like it's like an
Forget about the massage.
dude. Like, it's like yeah, I'm still cramped up. I'm still contorted in pain, but thanks for touching. Like, man. Like I'm just like they better be like. I feel like a good massage would be better than a hand job. Like I'm like never once had a hand job. I'm like, oh, I really could go for another one of those sometime in my life. Like normally it's like, ow, stop! What are you doing? It's like what? You fucking like you're fucking all like, where did that shit come from? Like what? You've been fucking doing like fucking chin ups and climbing up rocks and shit, like preparing for fucking like to fucking squeeze someone's dick until it pops like a fucking water balloon. I don't know, it's just like they're like, hey, can you open this jar for me? And you're like, okay, it's like super easy. But when it comes to like, oh, let me touch your dick, now all of a sudden you're the fucking like Incredible Hulk. Anyway, I'm done. Thanks, guys. You have any feedback?
Oh, good job. Good job.
Yeah, good job. I know a guy that I've never been to a massage parlor either, but a friend of mine was telling me about it. He just massages. Massages are like massage like $35, but the rest of it's like $200. So he just goes in and they're all mad at him all the time because they spent way more time on that than the other things, I guess. But he swears by the massages there.
Yeah, the massage that takes like a whole hour, but the jerk off that takes like 6 minutes. So like we could work an hour and make $35, or we can work 6 minutes and work and make $200. Yes, you can do 10 hand jobs in an hour and fucking go home, or you can do fucking 10 massages in 10 hours and go home. Either way, you choose.
Couldn't you just say that a massage is a hand job?
Huh.
Well, sometimes use their elbows.
Yeah, sometimes they use hot stones. I couldn't really imagine those on my dick.
Job.
I guess I could. Yeah, that might be pretty good. Drop a stone on me. Sometimes a stone could refer to like as poop, maybe. Then she may be pooping on you.
You had a great. Well, it's that we talked about. I've never had a hand job and thought, man, I want one of those again. That was a funny line to me.
You're like, oh, this hurts. This hurts. What are you doing?
You painted an image in my head of, and most guys would have that image. Just like, ooh, you're right.
Yeah, I've gotten some bad hand jobs before. Like, you're totally doing this wrong, but I don't want to show you how to do it correctly because I think that would make me gay if I knew how to handle a dick. But,
That's one of the qualifiers on the gay test. You know, to be they're like, are you
I have
really
some
gay?
joke about a threesome, and I said that same thing. It's like, yeah, my mom she never taught me how to handle another dick. She's taught me how to handle mine.
You're a pretty smart mom.
Yeah, she's good.
Like, oh, so I got to study for these gay exams. Like, what's that?
Oh, I did this back in high school. It's not 100% gay. Everybody does it. Yeah, I joined the sports team just for the massages. So
Never heard of that.
So just for the hand jobs.
yes,
That was the church.
it was the wrestling group. Not like WWF. That's what I thought too.
That was pretty funny there, Paul. It's
Oh yeah.
yeah, it took a good adventure through it. It was fun. Did he freeze or?
Uh-oh.
It's just us three, I guess. He's in.
Aw.
Oh, I thought maybe he was reading something. I wasn't really.
Oh,
Yeah, I
good.
don't know what just happened. That was weird. Any more feedback, guys?
All three of us were cracking up the
We
whole time.
were laughing. So yeah, good job. I know
Yeah.
that you're never going to do it that way again. So I'm glad that I got to see it that way.
Yes.
Yay! Oh man. Man, that was really depressing. All right, so this is
Could go for a massage
Very
now.
yeah. This next part is where you do your regular premises or jokes, or if you want to shout the N-word or go on an anti-Semitic rant, this is where you do it. Keller, you're up first. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I'll start your time.
I guess I'm ready. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, so I've had the same two people in my group the last 3 times, or at least 3 out of 4, whatever I've done. So I'm gonna do some different things. Luckily, I noticed this time, so I've been working heavily on some other stuff. This is some older stuff I want to just try out differently. We'll start with my neighbors. I got like a funny kind of neighborhood. I'm like suburbia, like really far out, not a lot of people. It's pretty small. One of my neighbors asked me recently what he came out and said it to me. I just thought it was weird. Just like, what nationality are you? I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But I told her that basically I can't join the Aryan Nation. That's basically what I said to her. It's like that's as far as my nationality goes. Not really getting into it. But then I got my DNA test. I got my DNA test. I've been trying for a year to get this thing. I failed 2 DNA tests. Yeah. You don't think it's that hard, right? To fail a DNA. But you take this vial they give you and you break it open, you spit into it. That's basically what it is. And I've had plenty of practice of that by going to with Gatorades down at Superstore or whatever supermarket you have. Anyways, that was a dumb. But yeah, no. Like one thing I found out that I'm just that Aryan Nation's pretty much the only group I can join. That's how I figured out my DNA. I'm like I'm more white than I ever thought I would be. It's like found out my parents were liars. That's pretty much what I figured out. So I'm just 97% white, and didn't think I looked that way, but I guess I'm that way 100%. It's okay. The other thing too, I went camping for 2 weeks. I've been gone for 10 days since yesterday. I got back yesterday, and I've been camping for 10 days out of this limelight. So, like Danny, I had no idea about the presidential debate and everything. I had very low contact with it. But one thing I had to do right away is I had to fight a naked guy off this weekend. Camping. A naked meth head. That's that video. Pretty funny. Basically,
My uncle.
him and his girlfriend were having a dispute, so I just stopped and said, "Hey, stop it," sort of thing, and then he dropped all of his gear and charged me pretty much. And the first thing that went through my head, honestly, I was like, "Man, like, how many fucking naked guys am I have to fight in my lifetime?" That's the first thought I had. It's like, fuck, how many? And good thing I just talked him down, and the count still sits at 4 for my lifetime. That's what I did. But yeah, that was a fun experience to de-escalate that one. Okay, going back to my neighbor, here's something I have. I have another neighbor. He's a kid. That's basically what he is. He's a kid. His name's Sid the kid. Sid the neighbor kid, I call him. He's a little like beefy kind of superhero looking 6-year-old sort of thing. Just tough. He's pretty much like every bad guy in an '80s fucking teen flick. That's basically what this kid is. Handsome but an asshole. That's fucking what he's like, right? And he's always in my yard, just breaking shit for no reason, and I have a real hard time with him. But I come from a really big family, so I don't talk to my kid. My kids get talked to different than other kids, like especially his family, right? They don't talk the same. And I caught him in my yard, and his back was turned to me, and I kind of saw him like, "Hey, Sid, what are you doing there, man?" And he's like, and he turned around, and he had this dragonfly. He caught this dragonfly in his hand. I was pretty mesmerized. I didn't think he was fast enough to catch something like that. So I was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do with that, like dragonfly, Sid? Like, what's going on? That's amazing." He goes, "I'm gonna pull its wings off, basically." I just like, no, you're not. Like, oh, yeah, I am. Now I'm arguing with a 6-year-old. He's like, yeah. No, you're not. He goes, yeah, I am. I'm totally doing this. I'm like, and I didn't really know what to do. So, like I said, like I come from a big family, so I kind of just kneeled down to him and just looked him kind of in the face. I said, "Hey, Sid, if you don't let go of that dragonfly, I'm gonna punch you right in the face. How's that sound?" And he was like a bit shocked by it. He goes, no, you're not. He called my bluff right away. I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes. So I was like, hey, listen, Sid, you're the perfect height where if I take a start at you and I just hit you perfectly, I can hit you at a 45-degree angle. We're going to fly over top of my house and you're going to land on the other fence on the other side of my house. How's that sound? And he kind of checks it out and he goes, no, you're not. And I was like, why don't you think I'm going to do this, Sid? Like, I'm trying to, talk this kid down. And he's like, well, if you punch me, I'm going to tell my dad. And then he's going to come over and he's going to punch you in the face. How's that sound? I'm like, I can't having this conversation with a little kid. And I said, okay, if your dad comes over here, I'm going to punch him in the face. He's like a little bit taller than me, so I'm going to hit him about a 35-degree angle. Yeah, I'm pretty much teaching him math really right now. He's only going to fly over the car. And I said, what do you think of that? But you're the perfect height where I'm going to take a running start at you. Like I said, I'm going to punch you at a 45-degree angle. You're going to fly over top of my house. You're going to land on the side. What do you think about that, eh? And he kind of just looks at me, looks at the house. He's kind of eyeing things up. And then he let go of the dragonfly and ran off. And I was like, yay, Win Keller. Right? And he ran straight to his fucking dad. He ratted me out, the little fucking bastard. And I had to deal with his dad now. I was like really kind of worried about it. His dad comes over. I'm like, oh man, how am I going to deal with this? He comes over giggling a bit. I'm like, okay, maybe I have this. And he goes, hey, Keller, what'd you say to my kid? Something about, like punching him in the face and saying roof? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I said to him. I said, hey, you got a dragonfly? He's going to pull up the wings. I said I was going to take a running start at him, hit him at a 45-degree angle. He was going to fly over my house. Then if you came over, I was going to punch you in the face, and you're a bit taller than me, so I'm going to hit you about a 33-degree angle. You're going to fly over my car. You're a structure engineer. You totally understand this. You understand mathematics. Giggled, he walked away, and I could hear from a distance him go like, hey, Sid, leave the dragonflies alone or Keller's going to punch you in the face. Anyways, bit of a big payoff for a long story. A small payoff for that. Okay, I'm going to tell you a new joke I wrote on the weekend. A quick one. It's a premise, really, and just maybe riff it a bit out. I think if dogs were bigger and or people were smaller, they'd make better horses than horses would make dogs in the opposite circumstance.
Like if we were bigger, horses would be dogs?
Yeah, well, I mean, like the reverse. If horses were dog size, if dogs were horse size, it'd be like they'd be trainable more so than horses be trained as dogs, right? They're not reversible animals. I had this thought. Basically, the pros and cons of a horse being a dog size be like you can't like feed it human scraps, basically, like you would do a dog. Like I'm always feeding like human scraps to my dog, and anyways, like a horse. Here's the biggest problem I figure out is that a horse. You can't train a horse where to shit. Basically, that's what it is. Like a dog. A dog is just a better animal that way. Horses shit kind of like gumball machines. Have you guys?
Oh man!
I like that line.
You just kind of all over the place. I didn't know if anybody understand what goom. Okay, I said all that just to get to that fucking gumball joke.
Just to say gumball machine, yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to anymore with any of this shit. Yeah. basically.
Remember the shitty gumball machines where you had to put the 2 quarters together and you had to put them in the slot? Like,
Yeah.
Those.
son of a bitch.
How mad were you when you found out the gumballs were hollow?
Oh, that too, yeah. Or even like those jawbreakers. Like you're like, I'm gonna get this huge jawbreaker for 50 cents, and then it was like crap.
Yeah.
Lasted that long. I threw them away after
Yeah.
seeing.
They didn't have a taste. They just tasted like sugar.
I think sugar's a taste.
But like
Well,
sugar
okay.
and mildew.
It's like the water of
that's
sweetness.
The water of sweetness.
I think you describe other things as tasting like them. I don't think they taste like anything else. Like you picture that as them. The ice cream.
Have you
tastes
you
like-
ever like licked a cardboard box? That would be how I would describe it. Like the first lick, it's like a little rough, but after you get like 20 or 30 licks into that cardboard box, it begins to soften up, and you can, get to the center, which is real. This is the good part. But you guys didn't hear that from me.
I paid to see you do that. Actually, you have an
Yeah.
own call or anything?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link afterwards.
Awesome.
it's such a great image though, because like, okay, in the before time anyway, when there was stuff like this, there were like a certain
Horses?
some neighborhoods in Philadelphia do like the horse and carriage thing, and so like I see the horses poop, and it really is like how fucking gumballs come out of a gumball machine.
Yeah.
For the one joke about threatening the kid, do you think that like I was saying, like, what if you actually did punch him, but you accidentally, instead of like a 33-degree angle, you did like a 32-degree angle, and it just ended up like going horribly wrong?
Going through the house, yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a true story. Basically, I've been trying to do for a long time on stage, off and on. And
You've been trying to punch that kid for a long time, or?
No, he moved away finally, but I'm still friends with him. But yeah, no, he's yeah,
And he's a structural engineer.
yeah. Basically, that's what we went to school for. It's true too. It's pretty much.
That worked in. That was really funny how that worked in.
Yeah, I actually meant to have that a little more. The original version, I haven't even thought about that joke for over a year. So, but yeah, that's all right.
I had a joke pop up on Facebook like a few days ago that was from 7 years ago. Compared to the joke that I tell now, it's the same premise, but it's like totally different. And now I'm gay. Then I broke my dick off. Now I'm letting it happen. I kept my dick in the later version, but it's 7 years. I'm like, wow, the joke is solid now. But 7 years ago, it was like, this is a weird idea. But now it totally works with the way that it's worked into the story that I can tell from it. So who knows, things come up, you save all that shit, and then you pops back up one day and you just put it in with something else and it becomes something better.
It's kind of weird with this one too. I wrote it down just as a thought, and I just liked how it just kind of felt saying it. And I was trying to write something after it that's where that gumball. But like I grew up with horses and stuff like that, so I kind of remember flop out. But I just like the way it comes out that way. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm properly, but it's just funny a little. So yeah, maybe I'll just take the gumball thing. Who knows?
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead,
I was gonna say like horse-sized dogs would be terrifying because dogs eat meat. Can you imagine fucking like a horse-sized pit bull?
We wouldn't be able to control them as much. You're right.
See, we would just have to. I think you were talking about changing the size of the animal. I was talking about changing the size of the person. Like if people grew up an extra, 20 feet taller, then a dog would be, or a horse would be the size of a dog. It'd come up to like your waist or something like that, and then a dog would just be a little mouse, like basically relatable, something.
I'm imagining the different kinds of dogs being the size of horses, though. Like a horse size, like what's that? A horse size, like
Pit bull,
greyhound
like a
versus
huge head.
horse
Oh,
size.
like a greyhound. Yeah, that would be bad too.
That'd be, or like a horse size, or there's a gambling joke in there somewhere with greyhounds and horse. But like a horse sized like Bichon or one of those little frou-frou dogs.
I just started thinking, maybe think about
just-
whether
Horse-sized Chihuahua.
dogs would be more terrifying as for little kids. I just figured because of the size different. It made me think of all that sort of going a different direction. But talking about
I just-
BC smaller for dogs, but yeah.
I think you should go on a murder spree of horses and kill all the horses, and then we'll genetically modify dogs to be horses. So in 30 to 50, 100 years from now, we could be riding on dogs into battle.
This was already an episode of South Park, you know.
Oh, shit.
Except
Was
it
it?
was elephants and pot-bellied pigs.
Totally different. Totally different.
Except it was exactly the
Talking
same.
about dogs and horses.
I like South Park. I just never really watched it too much. I think it's funny, but I just haven't watched it. This has happened the second time it's happened to me like this, so at least I can drop it with no fear.
I haven't watched South Park since I was like 16, 17.
This
And
was
that's
season one,
fucking
you know.
21 years ago. That's fucking long ass time ago.
I know, I was the same age, but they were trying to make little elephants that you could keep in the house. And all kinds of, they were going to like
That
with
would be
genetic
pretty.
engineering, and then they just
They'd probably definitely not be on the extinction list. You know, because everybody would have a baby elephant at home.
There are mini horses, by the way, not ponies, but small horses. I did look that up. They're the size of like a Doberman. That's how small you can get them. Pretty-
Wait, you can get them that small?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are like
I've seen those.
Sebastian size.
Miniature pony.
No. Miniature horse, actually. That's different than a pony. There's
Yeah.
miniature horses.
Well, isn't a pony just a baby horse?
No, it's a different. It's like two different dogs.
Now, ponies live in Ponyland and have cutie marks that indicate what their calling in life is, and usually they have names like Twilight Sparkle and no one. Okay.
I'm not
That's a
pro,
Care Bears
sorry.
reference. I gotcha. I had Care Bears as a topic in this great workshop here. So
I remember that one.
yeah, you think that Understand was bad? Care Bear it's a lot easier to do.
I
Care
could have
Bears.
done something with Care Bears, I'll tell you that. Can't do anything but understand. But I surprisingly did with that horse, a dog or horse. I did a little more research. I did ask some people that are horse people if they could train a horse to crap in certain spots, and it was a definite no. So it was.
I don't think they're smart enough, right?
Not a,
What if you just switched the brains? What if you need to switch the bodies? You just like gave a dog the brain of a horse.
I think you would have to modify the horse a little bit different because like you would have so many broken legs if like the horse acted like a dog just running through the field all crazy and shit chasing frisbees, comes down, breaks a fucking leg, now you got to kill a dog.
They do chase now. You can get a horse to chase a frisbee and play with.
Yeah,
ball.
but it's basically just straight, you know, like they put their head and they
Oh,
go
yeah.
straight. Like a dog is
dog.
just jumping around like
The floppy ears and shit. Yeah.
All right, you guys have any more feedback on this? topic?
Ooh, a long wiener horse. Like it'd be like a wiener dog, but it would be a horse.
Like a
Oh,
limousine.
that would be a funny horse-sized dog. What are they called? A dachshund.
They got little short legs. The middle of the belly's just dragging on the ground because there's no support. Yeah, you'd have to get them like a back harness or something, you know.
Because you probably fit like 3, 4. You could probably fit a whole family on there, you know, like if it's fucking pioneers.
A poor family, they just bought a dash hound and they're riding it across America to go start up a gold rush in California.
Those things can run fast too. That's surprising.
But on the way, this is what happened to the Donner Party. They got stuck going up over the ridge, and the dog couldn't get his horse ass over the ridge, So like they had to eat grandma, and that's how they had the story about the Donner Party in Utah. That's a cannibal story.
Nice.
But it
Oh,
was
good
because the
cannibal.
horse was just teeter-tottering on the tip of the mountain.
Because its legs are. Yeah.
I'm retarded, guys. I'm sorry. Bilal, get us back together, all right?
All right. Do you guys have any more feedback on that set? Okay, cool. Jeremy, you're up next.
Good
So
job,
you can
Kelly.
talk
Good
again.
job.
Let me know when you're ready to begin. I'll start your time.
Fire up.
All right, I'm ready. You guys, my friend asked me this question the other day. He said, if you could bring back somebody from the dead, who would you want to bring back? So I had, my first thought was like, I'd bring back Snoop Dogg, you know, because I'd want to smoke weed with Snoop Dogg. But Snoop Dogg, he's not dead. So like my second thought was, how do I kill Snoop Dogg? You know, because I really want to smoke weed with Snoop Dogg. But like after speaking to my landlord, there's a no pets policy, so there's no Snoop Dogg. Maybe I would bring back like a Bob Marley, because America needs a revolution right now. And that got me thinking, you know, do I gotta feed a Bob Marley? Like, what does a Bob Marley eat? Toast and jammin'? Would he be inspired living in my parents' concrete basement? But I could barely afford my weed habit, so yeah, probably not bring back a Bob Marley. So who do I bring back? Maybe Jimi Hendrix, you know, because he smokes weed and he's black, and that's really what I'm looking for, is to have a black friend so I can argue with people on the internet. So I don't really know who to bring back, you know. Bob Marley, whoever. I go to my friend and I tell him I'm going to bring back my grandma, and he laughed at me, and he said that I wasted my wish. He said I could have brought back a porn star, you know, and we could have traded her around like baseball cards and shit. Like, I'm an idiot. And I asked him, who are you going to bring back? And he said, I'm going to bring back Jesus. And I was like, that's fucking dumb, dude. You know, Jesus would come back on his own if he could. If he was real, he'd just come back. You don't got to wish him back. And he said, no, you don't understand. Like, Jesus is food. So you never have to buy food again. You can just eat Jesus. It's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty smart. He's like, you never got to buy wine because, again, Jesus makes wine. Oh, that's pretty good. And he was like, think about this. Think about coming to a house party and like 20 feet behind you, there's a dude in a loincloth dragging a cross. Think about how much pussy you're going to get when your best friend is Jesus. It's like, that's a pretty fucking good idea. You know, like, so I think there'd be so many Jesuses that like everybody would have one, and we'd have so many Jesuses that there'd be like a cross shortage. Maybe we'd have to nail 3 Jesuses to 1 cross at one point in the future, because everybody's going to have a Jesus. And then it got me thinking, you know, that we've always known that like Valley Girl, she's like, ooh, if I could bring back somebody from the dead, I would bring back baby Hitler, because I would kill baby Hitler before World War II ever started. So then in my brain, we're at the park. And I'm talking to this lady, and she says, yeah, I'd bring back baby Hitler. And I looked down, tugging on her pant leg was baby Hitler. And I knew it was baby Hitler because he had this cute little baby Hitler milk mustache. And so it's like, oh, it's about to happen. She's going to kill baby Hitler. No. Baby Hitler looked so cute that she couldn't kill him. So baby Hitler grew up to be 4 years old. He's not a baby anymore, but we could still kill him. No, he's doing well in his pre-K class, so we're not going to kill baby Hitler. Now, 14 years later, baby Hitler's graduating from high school. A good time to kill him. No, we don't. We pass on that. He just graduated valedictorian. Now he's 24, graduating college with honors. Right before World War I starts. It's a good time to kill baby Hitler, but no, we don't. And now we have another war. But anyways, babies are like STDs. And Hitler had an STD. He had syphilis because he had sex with a prostitute who was suspected to be Jewish in his time. So he had syphilis. In the conspiracy theories, they say that Hitler got away after World War II and he moved to South America. So this is just another example of a white man bringing a disease to a third world country. I don't know how to tie all that together, guys. That's a lot of bullshit. Thank you guys for listening.
Hey, sweet.
There's too many things happening there to
Can I ask a question? I don't understand it. Why would dragging a cross pick up chicks? I just don't. Because you're using that as a joke. I just didn't understand it. I thought it was.
Yeah, I don't know. It just putting the image in people's head, I think. I don't know. Yeah, he's not very sexy looking. It's not like he has muscles or anything. He's poor. He looks like me probably, but it's less of a beer belly.
He's probably
Yeah, he's
pretty
a-
gaunt.
30s. That guy was ripped for sure.
No, I don't think he was ripped. I just think he just didn't have any food. So, like, of course, whenever you got limited food, like your limited body fat, and that's going to show all of the muscles that your body has.
But he's made of food.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You got to, like, hydrate it with water. He's dehydrated food. I
He
also
must
think
be
that
dehydrated if all his water turns to alcohol.
yeah, probably that's good. I also think that like maybe Jesus was the first transgender, because like in the Bible they never talk about Jesus taking a shower or going to the bathroom. So maybe he was actually a woman, or I don't know what his pronouns would be. Herms was a woman.
You put it in my head now. The construction working is he's a carpenter, right? I just started picturing Jesus coming back in life and deciding he wants to go back to work to be another like working construction nowadays. I just picture him with his hard hat on backwards, those fucking assholes that walk around with hard hat backwards.
Of course, now he wouldn't be a carpenter; he'd be a structural engineer.
Yeah, he'd be a structural engineer.
That's a good idea to like to put him into different places or to even just take anybody and put them into a different situation and think about what they would say in that situation or how they would act or what actions that they've done in the past that you know about applied to other things in the in the future world.
I never grew up religious, so I have a real lack of knowledge about it because I never read the Bible. I don't really, anything's from TV basically. I just started I remember seeing that Da Vinci's Code with talking about Mary being a whore or whatever, I guess, and I just all such a picture. Of course, she was a whore. Fucking Jesus was a worker. There's no fucking way hanging out with anybody else. Basically, I just picturing all his buddies hanging out. It just makes me laugh.
I just think, nowadays, like if Jesus
work
was a construction worker, he'd probably smoke meth. So like his teeth would be all rotted out and shit.
So, what can Jesus turn into other drugs? If Jesus turns water into wine, what can he turn into like weed and meth?
It gives a whole new phrase to the burning bush, if you think about that.
Although that was Moses.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. None of this matters because I'm not religious and I don't give a shit. So, like, what he could probably take serotonin and make it into ecstasy. I'm sure that he could do that. He would just like dig in his ear with his pinky because his pinky has that coke nail on it, because of course he does coke. But like he'd dig in his ear and pick out some wax, and then he's like,
Oh yeah, with abs like that.
there you go, some ecstasy.
Yeah, just Pitt reminded me I wrote a sketch called Long Jesus, and it was about long people have their own secret Jesus, and someone was supposed to buy a bunch of tall boys, but they bought regular beers, so they had to summon Long Jesus to make the regular beers long.
So this hot dog is very small. Call in Long Jesus, and now we have a foot-long hot dog.
Yeah.
That's how you save money right there.
Yeah, then they saw him, and he's like, "Oh, this better not be dick related. I'm sick of people fucking."
Like,
Anyway.
this is bringing up a whole flood of biblical jokes. But, like, I had this one joke, my sex life is like Noah's Ark, because there's a lot of foreplay, and then there's a great flood. Foreplay being collecting the animals
Oh, okay.
and fucking each one of them. to create Animal Man.
What if that was like he did that and the guy was like, "Well, what the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "What? I wasn't supposed to fuck all the animals?" He's like, "No, you didn't have to do it." Like, "No, I just assumed I had to." Like, no, you can stop. What the fuck?
He said, "Well, I'm halfway through, so I'm gonna just go ahead and finish."
He's got a little.
I got 6 chickens left, dude. Just let me go ahead and finish off the chickens. You know, they're gonna feel jealous compared to the other animals.
Yeah. Any more feedback, you guys, on this set? Sorry,
Particularly about the STDs and the Hitler, that would be best.
STDs, Hitler.
Oh, there's so much you can do with baby Hitler.
Yeah, he's got a cute little milk mustache, so.
Yeah, I stopped doing a joke because after you told me about that milk mustache, I couldn't get out of my head.
I think somebody else gave that to me anyways. You
right.
don't have to worry about it. You can borrow it. You can steal it. I don't care.
No, I wasn't going anywhere near. I messed with it, but if it was a tag bird.
All right, you can use it and I'll use it until one of us gets a Netflix special and then the other person has to stop using it.
Oh,
Who's
that's a pretty safe deal for either of us.
Yeah, I know.
And nobody's Jewish, right? So I can do that version of it. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody killed baby Hitler, I'd have a lot more relatives. And I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That just means a lot more dreidels. You'd get like more dreidels for Christmas. You know, guys don't celebrate Christmas for.
You got it.
I'd have a lot more people disappointed in me for not going to law school.
Yeah, that's true.
That's funny, actually, too.
What the fuck?
A lot more people disappointed, less coherent, seeing all sorts of different ways. You know,
I could do that. Wow.
Yeah, what was that?
Weird things.
looks like someone's watching and messaged.
No, I
No,
think
I
those
just-
were
I-
like from
my
a long
thumb-
time ago, and he just figured something out.
No, my thumb hit it accidentally. I didn't know you could like highlight someone's message. And
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't ever know that. It's cool. Sorry,
I've seen
my
it, but
iPad's my iPad is on 3%. I'm worried about it dying because my charger seems to be broken.
I think
Any
that's
more feedback? You guys?
No.
All right, sweet. Danny, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I'll start your time.
All right, I'm ready. So, fun story. Last weekend, a stray cat followed my neighbor home because she had some good smelling takeout, and literally just showed up at my door. And like, this cat is freaking adorable. Like, so obviously I had to adopt him. And being a street cat, he was not neutered. So, and I've never had a non-neutered cat before. And I was like so impressed with his balls. Just this cat. I mean, he's like cute and snuggly and adorable, but like was not ever in a shelter because definitely reached sexual maturity. Like these just glorious, perfectly symmetrical balls. That I like. I've had so many cats. I've never seen anything like it. And I did have to get him neutered. But you know, in the meantime, I tried so hard to like write a really good joke about his magnificent balls, and I eventually gave up when it was no longer a fertile premise. Did any? So maybe not the right. I don't know. But did anyone watch the vice presidential debates with Kamala Harris and Mike Pence? So
I've seen The Fly. That's all.
Now that fly was a gift from the universe. That was a perfect joke in and of itself. We all knew the punchline. No one needed to say it. But the thing about that fly is, I think it was actually a symbol for bipartisan unity. because both the left wing and the right wing were equally curious to get down and find out if or not Mike Pence's hair is painted on like a Ken doll. Unfortunately, it was not. I don't think that fly stayed there on purpose. I think it got stuck. Because if you look closely, it's pretty obvious that Mike Pence's hair is actually just like the partially congealed cum of Donald Trump. And like any debate, everyone interrupts everyone all the time. The moderator interrupts somebody because they're interrupting somebody else because they interrupted the moderator. And in this case, the moderator and Kamala Harris were both female. And I just kept thinking, Mike Pence, is this hard for him to keep asking two women over and over again if he can finish? Mike Pence's wife, Karen, of course her name is Karen, bitch would not wear a mask. They had a very strict you must wear a mask rule for the debate. Karen Pence must have spoken to the manager about it because bitch was not wearing a mask. The thing that really confused me, though, was Mike Pence, that for COVID protection reasons, they had plexiglass between Pence and Harris. And Pence was I had his panties in a twist about it, saying it was unnecessary and all that. And that doesn't make any sense because he did insist they have separate water fountains. So, has everyone heard the song WAP? No, yes, no. I'm just going to do the joke anyway. So, the thing about it is like, okay, if you want to get serious, ladies, if you're having a problem with vaginal lubrication, you might just need a simple water-based lubricant. You might need to ask a doctor about it. Or if you want to treat the cause of vaginal dryness and not just the symptoms, you need to divorce Ben Shapiro. That motherfucker has the gall to say that wet vaginas don't exist because he's never seen one. He believes in God. Like, that doesn't make fucking sense. Yeah, so this has been a really tough quarantine for me because I'm an alcoholic and I am sober, and I have had to spend the last 6 months watching everyone else discover the joys of day drinking. And I'll stop fucking judging me for it. Thank you very much. I was way ahead of my time. I was just day drinking before it was all mainstream and cool. Of course, when I did it, it was a problem. Now it's all the rage. Yeah. But AA meetings have helped. That's what I call putting fresh batteries in my vibrator. Yeah, wait, what was I going to tell next? The other thing I've done to keep myself busy during quarantine is to rewatch some old Disney movies from my childhood. I rewatched, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel, all those. And I'm watching these as an adult. And as an adult, your brain processes these films in a much different way than when you were a child. As a child, you were entertained. And as an adult, I'm just wondering which princess is going to have which PTSD symptom in her 30s. I mean, they had some fucked up childhoods. Like, Cinderella did not need a fairy godmother. She did not need a husband. She needed child protective services. Why did our parents let us watch this shit? To make themselves look like great parents for not trying to poison us or lock us in towers? Like, geez, the only one of them who did not have a diagnosable or the only one who did have a diagnosable psychiatric disorder, or is the only one who actually had a reasonably normal childhood, which was the Little Mermaid. Remember, she was a hoarder. She had that cave in the ocean where she would save all the trash she collected that reminded her of the guy she had a crush on. I think this problem got worse when she got married and became human. Oh, am I done? I've been done. All right, I can be done. Thanks, guys.
Sorry for cutting you off in the middle, but
I think you've all heard me sing the Little Mermaid song with the vibrators in it. So. I think I did that last.
Isn't this great?
I don't wanna miss that.
I found out Pinocchio was like about child sex trafficking or some shit. I watched some weird video on YouTube, and that's what it was talking about. Was that whole story was about trafficking children?
Now I got to rewatch that one.
Different mindset. Watch it. I liked your cat's ball stuff. When you talked. Pretty funny. I thought it was it gave me imagery in my head, so it was good for it. Just being fascinated because you've never seen cats ball. I'll go on to other things afterwards. Anybody else have anything on that? Or?
I think if you were so fascinated with them that you got them like dipped in acrylic and like they're sitting on like a shelf somewhere as like a book stop, so that you could have your cat's balls forever.
Get him like into a necklace.
Or 2 little earrings.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Fuzzy little ear.
Aww.
Yeah, that's always weird. I think it's weird to like I got my dog fixed, and he used to spend so much time like licking his balls, and then like afterwards I told the doctor, just put like some marbles in there or something, because he's going to be pissed off if he realizes that there's nothing, he's just licking a plastic sack or whatever. And then like I remember the first time after like he came home and like he was able to lick himself and stuff, and he just like gave me like the look of hatred. Like it was bad. So I don't know. He knew about sex. At least Frank, the cat that we have at my house, well, he doesn't live here anymore, but he never knew about sex. So it's sad to like. What if you took away sex from you right now? You'd be pretty pissed off. Somebody cut your balls off, or at least that you couldn't have sex anymore. I'm getting to that point. I'm 38, so it feels like I can't have sex anymore because I'm old.
And you're in Thailand.
I'm 38. Speak for yourself.
Oh, I mean,
You guys
yeah.
are both old.
Massages cost $3 over here if you know where to go.
How much for the hand job?
Probably 20.
I don't want to.
23
Sorry,
bucks?
I'm racist.
Okay, 25 for you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Somebody else is doing it, not me.
I don't know. I can pretty much get hand jobs for free whenever I want.
Yeah, that's
Me
what's
too.
fucked up about it. I can too, as well. I got 2 willing participants at all times.
I was gonna say like I wouldn't trust like anyone with my cum in a strange land, I'm not gonna go to third world countries and just like leave my cum around, like I'm like
She-
oh, no,
she,
no,
like- Spits it into a bag and seals it up, and yeah, no, that's a good point. That's
Spits it on Pence's head.
no.
Well,
Yeah.
online, right? So just remind me of the.
well, I mean, he's buying the cum from children, but like if you slip in a little bit of yours, it won't really matter. They won't notice.
I think it has to be full on adults. I don't think it.
It's a sweatshop. Kids work in sweatshops. That's how it goes. I don't make the rules.
Well, how about this one? I think that double A battery thing with the fresh batteries in your vibrator. I'd like to see that or something like that. Like, oh, hello, Mr. Dildo, or whatever. I don't know. Heard it a couple times, and but it needs something else almost to me. But
It's like a hi, I'm coming, hi, coming, and then
Why are you yelling at me?
Yeah, next time I orgasm, I'm gonna scream, "I'm an alcoholic," and see how that goes.
My name is Danny, and I'm an alcoholic.
That would make the meetings much more. I would go.
there's gotta be
Is
at
that
least
the
one
ballless
gym.
cat that we're speaking of?
No, this is well, he's also ballless, but
That's a big dog. Okay, that's a dog horse. Would it be horse dog or dog horse?
yeah,
Or horog?
door. Yes.
That sounds
that
like
sounds
character.
like a monster in a Tolkien book.
A dorse. You guys want to go out and ride the dorse?
I was thinking of a cane horso.
Cane horse, you said?
No, a cane horso,
Oh, like I
as
said, cane.
opposed to a cane corso, which is a type of. Never mind.
Oh,
Pearls before swine.
I'm glad you're
that
on
dog
home.
just walked by. You ain't got no pearls. Anyway, what?
Dogs, you put saddles on. Just that you all be thinking about it, but later today, it just makes me laugh. But
Well, I think we're forgetting about the dog from Neverending Story, Falcor. They rode that motherfucker around. He wasn't even a dog, though. He was like some other weird shit. But he flew. Dragons don't have hair.
he had scales.
Yeah, but he also had hair.
yeah, he did. Okay.
Yeah. Imagine how annoying dogs would be if they could fly.
Not as annoying as inconsistencies in Dragon Lore.
They'd be killing a lot of birds. There'd be no birds left to drag dogs and fly.
And I think like
Really,
you'd walk
dragons-
out of your house and like above your head, your dog would be flying above your head, and just like drool would be dropping on your head at all times. It's like, hey, let's play.
But hey, you don't know it was hair. It could have been feathers, you know, because that would be accurate, right? It could have been really thin feathers.
On Falcon.
Does
I don't-
thin dragons have feathers?
I just remember they grabbed his hair. Like he liked it rough, and then he said, "Grab my hair and hold on." And then he flew really fast, so like the kids were pulling his hair, and that was like some weird sexual fetish. He's like, "We can't hold on, like pull harder," you know. And then he orgasmed from the sky, and it rained down upon the earth.
That's what the horse got stuck into. I'm dying from. No, ripping on Neverending Story. That never thought that got.
Whenever I was a kid, I was walking from the bus stop up through the little apple orchard that my grandfather had on his farm, and there was like a snake, and I didn't realize it until afterwards, but like I looked down and I see this snake, and he's got a frog halfway in his mouth, but the frog's front two legs and his head are out of the mouth, and then the snake is got the ass in his mouth. So like it looks like a half frog, half snake, like jumping around with a snake tail, and it scared the fuck out of me, and I ran off. But I later realized it was just a frog and a snake being eaten, and I would have stuck around to watch it because he was occupied and wouldn't chase me. But I didn't. But I ran so far. I ran so far away.
Did you realize that therapy, or how'd you? How'd you realize that later? I would be thinking a giant lizard with a tail. I guess. Yeah.
Well, it was in Michigan, so there wasn't like a lot of reptiles like lizards and things like that live in Michigan. There's no lizards. It's like there's snakes, but they're different. So I mean, I don't know. I was like third grade, so it just scared the shit out of me. And now, like looking back and remembering this happening, I'm like, yeah, that's just a frog that was dying in a snake's mouth. He couldn't swallow him the whole thing because it was so fucking a big frog. But it was fucking. It was weird looking at it because they look like one animal. Whenever he was like jumping, and the tail was just kind of following behind him.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've never seen a snake in Michigan, but I've heard like we have the Mississauga rattlesnake. But I've
Yeah,
seen
we used
plenty
to
of
catch.
frogs.
We used to catch like the garden snakes, which are like the green and black ones.
Yeah,
And then
those.
I remember there was a snake that we used to call the blue racer, and it was like a black snake with like a blue line on its back, and those ones were supposed to be poisonous. So we caught the garden snakes all the time, but like the blue racers, we did. I don't remember catching any of those. I remember being scared of those ones because they were fast and they were just get the fuck away from me. But we would
That
like
sounds like
put pieces of wood in the woods, and then like we'd come back like a few days later and flip that piece of wood up, and there'd be a bunch of snakes under there.
Oh.
You guys have any more feedback?
I was wondering what you guys thought of the Pence jokes, because I'm just trying to tell those as much as I can while they're still relevant.
Well, I guess like I hate all like political jokes unless it's like not about like I don't know, unless it's like more removed from the opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same way too. But I mean, I did like the Pence joke with the Donald Trump's thumbs sort of thing. It made me laugh. The Karen bitch thing with the mask made me laugh too. But I think it's very specific. You play in front of the crowd, here sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I don't think it can play out that long. That's why I try to avoid like politics as well, because it's only a short shelf life or whatever before you just throw it away and don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think like people would probably laugh at it though if that's what you want.
mhm.
Most
But also, I
likely.
think sometimes whenever I think about like, especially with the fly, that's a very common meme already, you know. And I'm not saying that I heard anything and seen anything on the internet related to what you've already said, but I'm saying that at some point in the future, it could pop up like that.
Yeah.
Or you can make the meme now and take care of it and get it out of the way and put your name on it so that when it does pop back up,
Yeah.
then you've already got credit for it.
Yeah, and the vice president's wife is less like back with Barbara Bush, who it was. Like now, like nobody knows the last 3 vice presidents' wives there are. Like I can't think of one.
Yeah.
Like,
What about that Heinz? Oh, that was John Kerry's wife. She was the Heinz lady, right?
Oh yeah. Well, Tipper Gore.
Yeah, that was Al Gore, which was Bill Clinton, right?
Yeah. But she
Very
was
much.
just famous because she was the one who like practically invented. Remember when you're a kid and all our cassettes had those labels that said parental advisory explicit lyrics?
Oh, who did that? Ronald Reagan's
Tipper
wife.
Gore. Tipper Gore, Al Gore's wife.
Yeah, that was
Was
in
it-
the 90s. That was
Yeah.
Her
like,
legal name was Tipper.
Yep.
Ooh, fuck. Okay.
she's from Connecticut, or Upper Connecticut. They also named their kid Tipper. Unless
Oh
you're-
yeah, I just had this daughter. Like, let's name her Tipper.
I mean, that's some fucking Dirty Dancing baby shit right there. Just picture.
I
Yeah,
feel
like,
that'd be really like.
coming to
I
the
wanted
stage
to-
next is your next stripper named Tipper.
It's like, what can I do to make sure my kid gets special treatment whenever they go out to eat?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, or
Hey, my name's-
unnecessary pressure.
Yeah.
He's like a canoe.
Any more feedback, you guys, on this wonderful set of jokes?
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna try to, I guess, do a couple now and then Tip. Okay, so I don't know. I think like having a gold tooth is way more badass than a tattoo. Like right now, I don't know. Because now any get a tattoo, having a tattoo doesn't mean you're tough anymore. It just means like you're artsy. Let me see. I don't ever like. I don't ever want to be famous because I feel like if you're famous, then you have to deal with time travel shenanigans. 'Cause, like the odds of someone going back in time and fucking with you if you're just a random like Joe Schmo or nobody is pretty slim. But if you're famous, then someone could come back. Like a bunch of people could just pop up out of nowhere and just like start fucking with you. Like, where are all these people coming from? And someone's like, "Hey, are you the guy that invented the retard helmet?" And you're like, "Yeah." And it's like,
Oh my god. Oh my
You
I think it's
motherfucker ruined my life.
yeah. Let me fucking see. I think the same people who like tailgates you on the freeway are like the same people that haunt you when they're ghosts. Because it's like the same thing, except like while you're still alive, you know. Like I think like I don't know what I don't know what it is about like people like do people drive like maniacs and then they get a pickup truck because they won't be able to, or is it like the like does it like do they have like a wizard in the pickup truck factory like fast driving spell and just like fucking cursing every truck to make you like drive like an asshole? Because I don't know like if people know when you're careening down the freeway in a can like you're always like a blink of an eye away from being an idiot flavored death pancake. I don't know.
Oh
Yeah.
So close.
The Wu-Tang Clan apparently added a white member. His name is Meth OD Man. As opposed to Wicked Man, the actual member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
my god.
It's spelled the same way, but without a space between the meth and the OD, making it one word.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Christmas was always a weird time for my family because I grew up in a Muslim family. My mom turned Christian, and I remember my very first Christmas. And every year I'd always do the same thing, but I'd never get. I was like I would open all my presents. I just have like a pile of socks or something, and I would be like, "God damn it, Mom, where's my death android?" This is always the same story. Like, oh, death androids are too dangerous for kids. A death android ripped out your cousin's spine. And I was like, well, Mom, all the other kids have death android. Because you don't want to be the only kid without a death android, you know. How else am I going to get rid of this spine?
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, I might be in the wrong timeline for that joke. You guys don't have death androids yet. You still got a while before those come around. Wait, who won the election? No, but all right, let me see. Fucking. Do you think Asians have a tactical advantage because they can blink faster because their eyelids are closer together? Because I feel like all those blinks add up, you know, like all the time you waste like blinking. I feel like they get more out of life, you know. Like I'm kind of jealous. Like I might get my eyelids surgically lengthened, or just smoke a lot of weed. I don't know. One of those. Surgery sounds less expensive.
My stomach hurts.
Yeah, apparently on Facebook, I was listening to the radio and I heard on Facebook now they're banning anyone from denying the Holocaust, and I was like, this shit is getting kind of ridiculous. Like, where am I supposed to go when I want to deny the Holocaust? All right, I'm done. Thanks, guys. Any feedback?
So what I love so much about like all your stuff is I'm always surprised. Like when you say like I don't want to be famous and like I expect to hear a reason, but the last reason I expect to hear is I don't want to deal with time travel shenanigans.
That's pretty funny.
That's great.
No, I don't have no feedback. You're always good. It's always off the wall things that you say as well.
Yeah.
One thing that still sticks in my mind is you said to go fishing with spiders. There was like a jar of spiders and using spiders as fishing bait. But yeah, no, good job. Time travel, that's a bitch.
Well, probably, but the retard helmet that you talked about is actually a helmet invented by Barney Stanley. I had to look it up. I had read it at one point, so because they just wear hockey helmets. That's basically what they do. I don't know. Maybe.
His name is Garney Stanley.
Barney Stanley invented the hockey.
Oh, because yeah, that would be good. Like, are you Barney Stanley, inventor of the retard?
Yeah, he's-
I met him at a cocktail party. So, Mr. Stanley, what do you do?
Well, I don't really like to talk about this that much, you know. I'm pretty well known in the community. I am the inventor of the retard helmet. Like, imagine the ideas that he had before he came up with it, you know, like when he's inventing the retard helmet, what were the different variations of helmets?
It was like a blind person helmet. Nah. The Negro helmet. Nah. Fucking, I don't know.
No,
It's sad that I could actually tell you because there's like in Canada we have these commercials. They're like telling us about history all the time, like weird obscure history, and that's when they do talk about the helmets, the first goalie helmet and the first hockey helmet, and it always look like a pom pom with straps down the side, basically, and now I'm just picturing about it. It's funny to me.
Oh yeah, okay. It was just like the Jason mask.
The hockey ones, yeah.
Yeah. And then they didn't cover the back of the head, like.
Yeah, well, the first
How
time.
many people had to get hit in the head with a hockey puck before they were like, oh, we better fucking make a helmet?
Yeah.
Because how many people turned, I don't like using the word too much, but almost turned retarded, to use your word with it again, because of not wearing a helmet. Now the hockey helmet protecting the same people.
I think, like, what if everyone should wear a helmet, you know? Because you don't want to get hit in the head.
Yeah, that's kind of what a skull's for, really. But yeah, it's, I got you. So
That's called evolution, guys.
we didn't
We're
wear
the smart ones.
Yes,
We
right.
didn't play hockey, so we didn't have to develop a helmet head.
football instead. Then
I didn't
You
play
know, it
hockey.
would turn into a whole thing. Like, there's mask people and anti-mask people. There'd be like helmet people and anti-helmet people, and
guaranteed there was.
Are we talking about the big mask debate? Masturbate. Mask debate. I heard that on TV. Like, I somebody said it on Facebook, and I was like, oh wow, it was like in a Zoom thing, and I was like, that's a good idea, the mask debate. And then like I turn on like some news channel on Facebook or some shit, and it says the same exact thing. And I'm like, you guys didn't proofread your fucking news script before you put it on the TV because you're totally saying masturbate.
They fast enough with it, then it worked out. Bilal, have you liked your gold tooth and tattoo reference? I think about that all the time, with tattoos being like not scary at all anymore. But I did like your take on it. It was pretty funny. So, but yeah, I like how you started with a gold tooth, looked up at the tattoos. That made me laugh.
And everybody has a picture of a swallow on their arm or on their chest. This
How else
means
you gonna let people know you're
peace.
unique and whimsical.
Yeah, especially when you have the same swallow as like two of your friends.
My old food partner in high school is. We didn't have a lot of black kids here, but he was my partner, Corey Mitchell. He had. I seen him like a year later after that because we switched schools. And I'd seen him at the bus stop. I remember him having a gold cap on his I had no idea what the fuck it was, but I just remember going, "What happened to your tooth, man? Get your tooth knocked out?" Like, I kept thinking, "Why would you replace that?" And he's like, "He just fed me lies. I didn't realize until like a year later it would fit over a tooth. I had no idea, but it just reminded
That's called the tinfoil off a package of Rolos. You could just
Yeah.
make your own foil teeth.
I wouldn't put it past him. That guy, he does all sorts of weird stuff. So I haven't thought about him forever.
Man, that's cheating.
I had a friend like that when I was 5 that I didn't think about for a long time, and then I looked him up on Facebook, and I tried to talk to him, and I don't think we're friends anymore. So it's like, what happened between the ages of 5 and 38 that this guy doesn't want to be my friend anymore? I didn't even get to
Nice.
talk to him for most of those years, but like, he doesn't want to be my friend. Like, we have nothing in common anymore, I guess.
I still hang out with my school friends. That's where I am.
Well, I still hang out with some of them. I mean, not like I seen one when I was in Michigan last year. I seen a few.
Well, it's like 9 o'clock for me, guys. What about you guys?
9 o'clock.
It's like midnight here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys.
It's 11 in
anything
the
else?
morning.
Well, real quick, I just want to compliment you on the phrase "idiot flavored death pancake."
That was good too. Yeah.
That was good.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, well, thanks, guys. Okay, so now's the part where if you have anything you'd like to plug, like if you have any social media or podcasts, or if you want to like scream the N-word, this is where you do it. Kelly, you're up first. You have anything?
Don't want to for the end. That's one thing I don't want to do. But no, I got, like I said, I'm playing low. I'm laying low right now just because of the COVID. It's getting pretty busy, more busy out here than it was back when it first came out. So I decided to maybe do some online stuff. So I'm trying to stay away from the line for a while. So nothing particular.
Okay, cool. All right, Jeremy.
My Twitter and Instagram is shown on my name, SWAGOTGAWS. And does my shoulders look even, guys? Like I've had this
No,
problem.
actually, one looks like a. It
This
looks more
one-
like squared off than the other one. It might just be your
Yeah.
shirt. Like you might
Yeah.
need to go down to a massage parlor and get that
Yeah, but
checked
just-
out.
I don't know. My shoulders are uneven. But the shoulder that I think is the tall shoulder is the actual low shoulder. So
Yeah,
I
no,
don't-
that's not the tall one for sure. That's like
this
like
is the tall
if you
one.
wanted to slit somebody's throat with the shoulder, that's not the shoulder I would choose.
Well, I know
It
it's
looks like
The
it's
tall
like
shoulder.
pointy and like you could weaponize it really easily.
I could sharpen it. Yeah, I can. I'll go rub that on the concrete after this is over.
Or if you like lick it like a candy cane, that might work too. Danny, do you have anything?
So please visit my website, daniellerydell.com. And for anyone within reasonable distance of Philadelphia, on October 20th at the Photo Club, I'm co-hosting a live outdoor, socially distanced, very safe, masks required show called Things That Used to Scare Me, where local comedians talk about their childhood fears. Everyone is very funny, and everyone will be in very funny costumes. I will be dressed as Eric Cartman. Tickets are only $5. So if you can get to Philadelphia on October 20th, please check that out.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That's 5 days away. I make the drive. All right, guys. Thus concludes another episode of The Workshop. See you next time.